everybody, welcome back to another video from Breezy Organization, and I am on here today to tell you why I am ditching Goodnotes. Okay, so here is the great debate whether Goodnotes 6 is still the application of choice for digital planning. I have been digital planning and have owned a digital planning business for years now, and being somebody that's very, very active, spend hours in Goodnotes every single day, I definitely know how the application works. And with that being said, I was not real keen on learning a new program. So it's been the best program that's been out, best app in my opinion, for several years, but we know how everything has progressed. There's new applications that drop, and to me, Goodnotes was like just more established, and so I didn't really want to take the time to learn another whole program. And back whenever they first started offering the first types of applications that were similar to Goodnotes, they were not pretty. I did not want one that was all different colors. I did not want one with all kinds of icons. I just wanted to be simple, clean, sleek, easy to work with. That's the kind of style that I like, and I like how it complements the planner. And so fast forward to here recently. So a lot of times when Goodnotes has an update that comes out, there's several glitches, and it seems to be just a little bit before they get that under control. And then there's a few features that we've been waiting on for several years now. So with my digital planning company, Breezy Organization, I've had several customers that have been telling me probably for about a year about an app called Noteful. And I'm like you guys, I didn't want to sit down and learn another whole program. I already knew how to work Goodnotes. I knew I could get in and get what I needed to get done. And I just didn't want to take the time to learn another whole program. So after tons of comments and emails from my customers and seeing several of my customers switch over, and then seeing Goodnotes taking more and more time because of the glitches and different thing that's happening, I decided to go ahead and take one day and one night and completely focus on Noteful. Just act like Noteful is the application that I have to work with and see if I can learn it and what my first thoughts were about it. If there were things that were just super hard to do right out of the bat, I was just going to give it a whole day and night and not get frustrated over the first little thing that I didn't know how to do, and to give it a good go. And I have to tell you, I spent an afternoon with it, and then I took a break for dinner, family stuff, started back probably around 9 o'clock and stayed up to 1:30 in the morning. And no, I was not trying to figure out the program that long. I was switching my stuff over. I fell in love, guys. Noteful does so many things faster, better, and it has more options for us, more creative options for us that do digital planning. So spent some of my night copy and pasting and getting those things over so I kind of show you guys how I'm feeling and how I'm thinking. And guys, I'm telling you, y'all are going to fall in love with this, and I cannot wait to show you all of the things. And I will do an in-depth full Noteful video on YouTube here very shortly. And then I'm also going to do a video walking you through the steps that I took to transfer everything over. So there's a few different methods, different ways that you can do that. It is going to be a process. It is going to take some time, but I'm excited to have you follow along with me with that journey, and maybe I can give you guys some tips and tricks, or maybe how not to do it. But I'm going to bring you on real time on how I'm going to switch some of this stuff over, and let you guys just see and then make the decision for yourselves. This video is all about just a few of the differences that I noticed the very first evening using Noteful. And when I say I cannot wait to get my stuff switched over to Noteful, I seriously cannot wait. It is going to be a process. It's not going to be a one night thing and you can have everything perfect by the next morning. If you have been collecting content and even using your planner since the beginning of the year, it's going to be a process. If you have several sticker packs, it's going to take some time, but I'm telling you guys, after you get done watching this video, if you guys are not convinced, just let me know in the comments if you guys are convinced or not, because I'm telling you, if you watch this video and if you're paying attention to all of these details that I'm going to tell you about today, I just don't know who would not want to switch to Noteful. So we're gonna go through it, and I'm gonna show you side by side. I've got Goodnotes on the right and I've got Noteful on the left, and we're gonna take a deep dive on several of these things that I have found out, and see if this is something that you may want to eventually switch over to as well. So first of all, like I was talking about, was the aesthetic of the app. So I want to say that Goodnotes did it used to be black? I don't think it used to be blue up here, but that was one thing that I noticed right off the bat, just having them side by side, is I actually like Noteful better. Like the icons, the dark gray, I like the looks of it better. than the blue. And I just feel like it's going to go with absolutely everything. The other thing that I noticed that can kind of get frustrating with Goodnotes, and this is like the first thing that's majorly different between the two, is Goodnotes, you have this toggle bar that drops the toolbar down. So you're in edit mode. And then if you take it off, it's in presentation mode where all the links work. You don't have to do that with Noteful. You don't have to switch to different modes. All you have to do is hold down and it's going to take you exactly to whichever page you're clicking on. Now, I will say, first, I didn't really love seeing like the pages like swiping in front of me. But while you're planning, just knowing that you can hold down anywhere and go directly to a page is so amazing. I actually really, really love it. And I got used to it really, really quick. And instead of having to keep going up and changing in between your modes. And what's frustrating with that is you would think that Goodnotes has it completely separate. And that's not necessarily true, because whenever I am working on something and say I want to edit my text here on like this is a link and I want to edit my text. If I go and double click, which is your natural thing to do, it takes me to that page. I am not supposed to be in presentation mode. I am in edit mode. So that should not be happening. I do know that I think if I use my pencil, it won't happen, but I forget about those little bitty tips and technique type things. And I feel like Noteful is just so much better out of the box. Like if you've used computers and devices before, you double click, it just works. Like whether you use your pencil, it works. And then if you hold down long press, it's going to take you to the link. So I get super frustrated with messing with Goodnotes because I'll be in the middle of something and then it switches me over to a page that I'm not even on because it thinks that I'm wanting to go to that link. So that's one thing that is majorly different. You have to hold down to go to any of your links here, and then you have to be off of the mode to go to any links over here. Now you do just click it once, and it goes there. And then sometimes it will show the swiping of the pages on this one too, but not as much, I feel like, as this one did right away. But I will say that Noteful is just fast. Like I feel like the user interface, or however this app was developed, it's so smooth. It runs so smooth. And that was another thing that I noticed right off of the bat. Another thing with this edit mode is like, okay, so like my planner is like fits the screen, but then there's a little bit of black on the side, and I take the edit mode off and then it fits the screen. But then if I click on it, it doesn't fit the screen. And it's like it's got 3 different viewing options for your planners too. So as a creator, a digital planner, company creator, I like for my planners to totally fit the page. Well, it's hard to do that when you're messing with 3 and 4 different size devices, and then on top of that, you're messing with a program that offers it in 3 different viewing ways, and you don't know which way your customer is gonna want it to fit the screen or whatever. And I feel like you can kind of get it to fill the screen really nicely on Noteful, and without having those 3 different modes, you don't have to worry about it filling the screen. So I love that. I love how that fills up. Okay, next up, let's go back to the beginning of the planner. Okay, so going back to that whole link situation, see, I just set my hand down on the iPad and it switched to a total different tab. Frustrating. Anyways, okay, so like if I'm going over here and I want to edit this link, like I said, if I double click it, it's going to take me to the link. Now I can double click it with my pencil and it does usually work. So you can change the link like that. Now, if I am on text and I want to add a text box on top of a link, that's difficult. Like it took me 3 tries, right? Okay, 3 tries and it finally worked. So over here, if you are doing anything on top of a link, if you click on text and you click on anywhere on the page, it's just going to start writing text, right? And then I can write out whatever I want to write. And then of course I don't have my stuff set up to where it automatically, like this one has a font and everything already chosen for me. Like I haven't went in and like set any preferences up yet. I know that if you pick a different color of the font, you can set it to like what size of font and everything that you want to do. So I haven't dove in and put in all of my preferences for fonts and colors yet. I just got my main basic planner in here ready to show you guys exactly, the differences here. But all you have to do is do this, and then if you want to go pick a different font and then you want to pick a different size, you can change the size here. Then you can change the size here or do whatever you want, but it just works. I can set this and do whatever I want on top of this link, and it's not going to take me to that link. I don't care how many times I press on this link. It's not going to take me to the link, and the text box is going to be brought up because that's what you clicked on and that's what you want it to do. Okay, so next up is the linking. So let me show you what that looks like. So if I want to put a link inside of Goodnotes, I can click over here and say I want this travel to have a link on it. If I click on this travel here, and then I can click over and then I can click link. and then link settings, and then I can link to a document or to a web page, any document within Goodnotes, or to an external web page, or any document within the same planner that I'm in. So super convenient. Love the linking. When they first started offering this linking, I mean, it seriously changes a lot within your digital planning whenever you can quickly get to different pages. So the thing that I don't love about Goodnotes is it puts this ugly dotted line underneath it. So if you want to bypass the dotted line, you have to click up here. You have to go to a normal font that comes stationary on an iOS device, and then you would have to get up the you'd have to get up the oh my goodness, guys, I can't think. You have to get up the keyboard, and then you would have to space over and then drag this over and then highlight it and create your link. So it basically put the link on a space, so it doesn't put any lines underneath it, because it's just the space bar. And then you would just have to drag that text box, once you have it all linked up, on top of this word, and then just wherever it covered would be linked, and you wouldn't see the line underneath it. So it was a huge workaround if you did not want to have those dashes underneath there. Now that the other thing is, you could only link like empty space. So if I wanted to link a shape or an image, so I'd have to do the same thing. I would have to space over, make sure you're using like an iOS default. Oh my goodness, see, this is why I don't like Goodnotes. Oh, this is why Goodnotes frustrates me. Okay, so you'd have to pick like a generic font that comes, you know, on your iPad, and then you'd have to space over however long that area is, or you'd have to enter and space over however big your photo is. Maybe your photo is a square, and then you'd have to highlight all of this. There we go. And then you would click link, and then you could click your next page, not next page, you'd click link settings, and then like go to this document. Let's see, let's go to my Breezy O, and then it crashes. Oh, guys. Yep. Okay. Going back. Okay, so back to what I was doing that completely got deleted. Yeah, anyways, that's how you create a link. You would highlight it so it wouldn't have those dots underneath it, and then if you had a photo here, you'd have to just put it on top of the photo, and then the link would work. Okay, so that is a super long process, and nobody wants to go through all that to add a link. Nobody has time to go through all that every single time they want to do a quick link. So okay, so over here, all you have to do in Noteful is click on the same text, right? And it automatically comes up link, and then you can link to whatever you want. So notebook, we can link to a different notebook, say my phone page, and then we'll just do the original page, okay? And then when you long press on this, it's gonna open up that planner. I set up that link in what, 2 seconds? And it does not have an ugly line underneath it. So everything is like perfect, right? Well, what makes that even more amazing is I can link shapes, I can link photos, I can link recipes, I can link arrows, I can link tabs, I can link whatever I want to link. So okay, so what is awesome about this is if I've got this shape here that I want to link, all I have to do is click on it, click link, and set it up the same way. You can link anything and everything you want to your heart's desire within like 2 seconds. It is amazing, and it just works, right? What would you normally do to set up a link? You would click on the object, hit link, and then link it to something. You wouldn't think that you have to go through a big long process to get something linked. So you're going to be able to get so much more use out of that feature just because of the convenience of it. So that is linking. Now let's talk about taking a screenshot. So that is something that I like to do all the time. So anytime I go to a new month, so let's go to April on both of these, and then say I want to take a screenshot. So over here in Goodnotes, you're going to go over here to the lasso, and you're going to make a square, circle, whatever you want to make. Tap on the inside. So there's 2 steps. You're going to hit the camera button. That's 3 steps. You're going to hit the out button. That's 4 steps. And then you're going to copy or save image. I'm going to copy. That's 5 steps. And then I got to hold down and paste. That's 6 steps. And I've got my image here. Okay. So that's if the camera button shows up for you, because if you are lassoing something else, sometimes it comes up with a long list of stuff to do, and you've got to hit the 3 dots, and then you got to go down and hit take screenshot, which is going to add what, 1 or 2 more steps onto what you were doing. So we're at 6 or 7 steps to get to that inside of Goodnotes. Now all I have to do in Noteful is make any kind of shape, and it comes up take screenshot. So you take screenshot and you hit add. So what was that, 2 steps? I don't know. It was 2 seconds. I know that. You don't have to think about anything. Like if you're doing 2 or 3 things at once and you're like lassoing and then this comes up, you're like, no, it's not one of those icons. And then you got to click that and then you're like, okay, take screenshot. And I know whenever I'm like filming, sometimes I'm like, okay, which one says take a screenshot? Because you're trying to think about what you're saying next. You're doing 2 or 3 things. And this one, I just feel like this app, you don't have to think. It's just where you automatically know that it would be, right? And so anyways, that's how you make a screenshot or take a screenshot inside of Noteful. And let me just tell you the steps and the time that it takes you to do that. Can you imagine, digital planning in Noteful, the less time it's going to take you to have to do all those different steps? I was just blown away, guys. I was totally blown away. Another reason why I was just blown away by Noteful is like the whole screenshot thing, or anytime you're trying to copy and paste stuff. So we do that all the time with digital planning. If we're copy and pasting stickers or recipes or layouts from previous pages or screenshots, we use copy and paste all the time. In Goodnotes, you have to hold down to get it to paste, right? This can be very hard sometimes because as a digital planner creator, you know that there are boxes here where your tab goes down a little bit longer, and like there's a box here to link, and you just know there's other things built from this page. And so whenever you're holding down, a lot of times Goodnotes will, I'm probably not going to be able to get it to do it now. But we've had complaints that like, see, you're trying to paste and like Goodnotes will just highlight a word instead of letting you like paste. Like you have to be like, you just have to make sure you know where you're pressing, and you have to hold down for how long? 1, 2. So, I mean, not quite 2 seconds. But for that paste to show up. And what I absolutely love about Noteful, like you don't have to press the inside of it, number one. So all you have to do is lasso and it comes up. You don't have to press in the middle of it. It just comes up. And then if you can hit copy or duplicate, let's hit copy because we're wanting to use the paste. You don't long press in Noteful. If you do long press, it's going to grab stuff just like Goodnotes, right? But the good news is you don't long press in Noteful. All you do is tap. I can tap wherever I want on this page and paste comes up so quick. Look at this. Look at the response to this app. Guys, come on now, come on. That's awesome. Just think of all the time that you're going to save and not have to hold press, and then it's grabbing things and getting frustrated. And I know as a digital planner creator, whenever I create a planner and it works, and then the different applications just all of a sudden have a different tweak to it or something, and it makes your planner not work as seamless as you want it to, it's frustrating. And so thank you, Noteful. This is so responsive, like so responsive. I love it. Okay, so that is the pasting. So that's another thing that I just noticed right off. Time consuming, not. Like it works. Okay, so next up are shapes. So this one, again, I was blown away by, because I'm like, this is how it was supposed to work from the beginning. Okay, and I sound like I'm really hating on Goodnotes, and Goodnotes has served me well for years. It's been a good application, but the glitches, and then I'm just finding so much more in Noteful that I can use, and that's gonna help me be more productive, more be able to plan pages quicker without having to go through so many extra steps, and having different features available in Noteful. That's literally going to like game change my digital planning. So anyways, the next thing is shapes. Let's go to a prettier page than this. I can't remember which week I clicked on. Okay. Nope, this week. Okay. So, okay, here I have both of the layouts, and say I want to make another shape on this page. So if I click up here and I grab a shape, and I try to do a square here and let go. Okay, it makes a square, and sometimes it doesn't even make a square really good for you, but this time it did work for me. But what it does is it puts this box, and I'm not even gonna be able to show you because it's gonna move my whole page around. Guys, I'm already getting used to Noteful, so like this stuff is super frustrating to me now. Okay, all right, so if I click on this shape, you see how it's lightly colored in the center and it just has a border? And if you hold down on shapes, like it doesn't give you any other options. Your fill color, my fill color is already turned on. So if I turn that off, it would just be the border. So there's just no other options. That's your options for shapes. You don't have anything else you can do. You can't make it more filled in the middle. Now you can change the stroke on the edge to like dash, dotted, solid, I guess I have to redraw to make it do that. So it's very limited, very, very limited. And whenever I'm wanting to make a shape, 9 times out of 10, I don't want a see-through shape. I want a filled in shape. I'm either wanting to cover up something, or I'm wanting to put something on top of it where I can't see the background. So that is shapes in Goodnotes. Over here, if you wanted to use shapes inside of Noteful, it is wonderful. So what we're going to do is hit this plus icon and hit shape, and then you get to pick any of these shapes that you want to use. So I'm going to use this square so I don't have to draw anything. I can just pick one. And then whatever color I had selected as the color is going to be. I can make this shape whatever size I want to. It's completely filled in. I can hit style. That automatically comes up. I can pick any of my colors I have picked. I can click the color picker and pick a color that's going to match on this page, and it changes it to that. I can go to the shape style. I can make it see-through like this one is and make the border thicker so it can literally look exactly like the one over here looked. Or I can make it just have a border with nothing in the middle. I can do a dotted line, I can do a dashed line, and then I can go back to filled, which is the main reason why I'd be using it. You can do a border or you can do no border, but guys, there's even more. You can change the opacity. Look at this. I can change the opacity of my shape, which is amazing. So you can make, this is so much more, and I'll get into this in just a minute, but just having that option, that flexibility is absolutely amazing. But we're going to use it filled for the most part anyways. That's what I'm going to use it for. But you didn't have to draw your shape. All you do is hit shape. You can make it whatever size you want. It's not just whatever size you drew and then it's got to stay in that proportion. You can just do whatever you want. It's flexible. It just works. It shapes, and whatever you want to do with your shapes, it works. And so you can build your own layouts with this. There's so many options to even build your own layouts, right? You've got these squares, you've got the rounded edges, you've got this cute oval shape, you got circles, you got hexagons. Guys, it is limitless on what you can do on shapes on Noteful. So hands down, shapes definitely beats. Okay, next up, prepare your mind to be blown. So I am going to copy over this over here. So I've got a layout to work with to show you this. Okay, so I'm going to click this, and then let me just go ahead and copy this, and let me go to a page way back in the back so I know I don't have anything on it. And then let's paste this in here. Okay, so we basically have the same thing going on here. Okay, all right, so we've got both of the same layouts on both pages. So this is what we want to do. This is going to be fun. All right, so let's pick a font that we want, something super fun. Let's pick this one, which I can't even pronounce. And we're going to click text, and we're going to write in 24. Okay, and then I'm going to turn off images so I can make this as big as I want it to be. So I'm going to make it fill up this area here. And I love that, right? But it is taking over too much of the space. And what I would really like to do is do something that's lighter, so where it blends into that background. So I want to change the opacity to where it's almost making it a see-through sticker. And so that's what I want to do. However, Goodnotes does not have that option. But if I go over here and I click on text, and then I click the same exact font that we just used over there, and then let me make this one bigger, and then I'm going to write in 24 the same way we did over there, and then I'm going to resize it the same exact process, right? Okay, now it comes up with style. It comes up with these options here. So if I hit style, I can change the opacity and make any of my numbers or my shapes be see-through, right? And so you can do this with days of the week, you can do this with numbers, and do your own whole thing. Look how much better that looks. And I didn't have to purchase anything. I made it myself, all within my digital planning app that I'm using. I didn't need a third-party app to go make anything. And what is awesome about this is it does not stop with that. You can do backgrounds, you can do pictures, you can do shapes, you can do stickers, anything that you want. How cool is it to be able to go to your stickers and grab any of these stickers here, and let's bring it over here, and let's make it bigger. Say you want this little guy coming out here, but say you want him to be transparent. You can do that. You can hit style, and then you can bring down the opacity here, and you can have them going in the background here, which this these banners are see-through, so that's kind of making it see-through on top of see-through. So I probably wouldn't do that, but there's definitely tons of options that you could use your stickers, your text, and everything to make it see-through. Guys, it is so good, so easy. I mean, seconds. It takes you seconds to do any of this stuff, and it is just so responsive. It is amazing. Okay, so next up is our tab collection. So we end up having to sell our tabs as Goodnotes collections because when we imported tabs into Goodnotes, they turned out blurry. Even though they were super high quality stickers, they would turn out blurry. So let me show you what this looks like. So if we click on boho tabs and then we move them, let's see, which one do we want to do? Maybe this green. Let's drag this over. And then let me pull up Goodnotes back over here on this side. And just so you know that everything is done the exact same process, let's go over here, grab the same green sticker, okay? Then we're gonna bring Noteful back up over here. Okay, now let me show you the differences. First of all, let's talk about this. If we click on this and then we try to resize these tabs, they get bigger on both sides instead of just one side getting bigger. So if I bring this in to fit this side, if I go back over here, it's way too short over here. So then I have to make it a little bit bigger and kind of guess and move it around or bring it out and then bring it in to see kind of where I'm at, and it's still a little too big. So we bring it back over here and we bring it in a little bit, and it's just a back and forth process on even trying to get shapes right. See, it's still off over here. It's not on right. And so you got to go back and forth on getting the sizing exactly right. And if you move just this white arrow, it's going to change the proportions of the tabs. If you move just this white arrow, it's going to change them to be out of shape this way. So it was a process to get the tabs exactly lined up. Now, if I'm over here, it just does it from one side. So I can go to one side and I can bring it all the way across. All I have to do is zoom in, make sure I'm close to the top over here, the top left, and then go over here and just fill it up on this side. Everything stays even and proportion, and I'm done. How long did that take me? 2 seconds, and it took me so much longer in here, and they don't even look right. See how these are not warped, but they're stretched too far this way. It works better over here. Let's just say that. The other thing that's really frustrating from a design point of view, like these tabs are super high quality. The stickers are super high quality. But whenever you zoom them in Goodnotes, they're so blurry. Like they're so blurry. And the only way we could get around this was doing collections inside of Goodnotes. And now collections is messing up as well. So that's just another whole thing. So if you zoom in over here, the exact same sticker, look at the difference in quality of stickers. Now I haven't noticed this across our other stickers. It's mainly our tabs, but look, it's the same exact image, and this one is pixelated just a little bit, but not bad, not compared to this, and who's going to have it zoomed in that much anyways. But y'all, it is so much better and easier to get, everything sized the way that you want it sized as well over here on Noteful than it is on Goodnotes. Okay, so that's tabs and using the resizing thing. And the resizing thing goes for everything. Anytime you add anything to a page, it makes both sides bigger at the same time. Whereas this one works more like what you're used to. Whichever angle you're drawing at is the only side that's getting bigger. Like it does it in proportion, but that's the side that's getting bigger. Okay, so next up we have layers. Guys, layers will change your life. So that's just frustrating, again, coming from a digital planner, creator, that you spend so much time working and making your products, as crisp and as good as you can. And then you have one application that does not do your products justice. And then you got another application that, it definitely looks really, really clear, especially compared to this one. It's daylight and night compared to the difference there. But I do have to say the biggest advantage, and still in my book, switching over, which I think the time saving and the productivity side of using this one, and even the aesthetic of it and everything that you can do, tips and tricks and everything that you can do in this one, I just think hands down it's a better program and it runs really smooth. But I have to say the biggest advantage that I think Noteful has over Goodnotes is layers. So let's talk about that. If we're wanting to go to a page and change anything, let's start with that. So say we want to go to the dashboard and I decide to change something on my dashboard. If I click over here, okay, So if I'm wanting to change something here, and say I add in my text because I can't get to click here. So I click up here off the link and I decide I want to make a craft section. So I'm going to write in craft. And then if I want to bring this down, I would just grab this and bring it down, right? Well, it's grabbing the background. You see that? Which there is a workaround for this, and I have gotten used to doing that where I'll just toggle images off, and then so it won't grab the images. But then whenever you're trying to grab text and an image, that means this is just going to grab the text, and I have to go back and turn on images on to grab this, which means I cannot grab this image at all without grabbing the background and other things to it. I'll have to move the background completely off the page or delete the background just to move these two things together, right? So that gets very, very frustrating. Over here, if I wanted to do the same exact thing, like if I want to grab this travel and this shape, all I have to do is grab them. If they are not locked down, I can just grab them and move them together, all my little heart's content. And it's not grabbing that background. It's not doing anything else. I can just grab them and it's just going to grab that. It's not going to grab anything else because I've got layers, I've got certain things locked, certain things grouped. There's just lots of things that you can do with that. So if I've got everything locked down, I can literally tap wherever I want. I can lasso, I can grab whatever I want. These two things are the only things I have editable. So these two things are the only things that I don't have on the lock layer. So if I want to move these, I can move these. But anything else on the page is not going to move with it because I have it locked down. Now, if I want to do that over here, be prepared, okay? I'm going to be moving everything. If I just want to move any section at all, I am going to be moving everything. And you can have such a mess. It is just such a mess to not have locked layers. So that is just a huge difference in my book. I'm trying to erase craft. See what I'm talking about? This is what I'm talking about. I have to go up here and take images off and then circle this to be able to delete it. So being able to work in layers, a Noteful is just amazing because you can lock down things at any time you want. You can unlock things at any time you want. It is just amazing. Okay, so over here, if you are starting a new page, so let's go back to like this random, let's go back on like this random page. I'm not for sure if I clicked the second week or what I did. Okay, so we want to do a page here, and I can't remember if I still have that pasted or not, but we'll do this sticker. And then let me grab a layout. So let me go back to January and let's grab a layout. So let's do maybe this one. I'm gonna bring this one over here, okay? And then what I'm going to do is make this bigger. And I know this is exactly how I want it to look, right? So I'm gonna arrange this and send this to the back. And then I need to figure out where I want this little guy. If I want him in the front or the back. Probably the front. We'll just leave him right there. Okay, so now I'm wanting to add some text and say I'm writing Monday. Okay, say I want to put this over here. I'm grabbing my background. So I got to go make sure images is turned off and I put that there. But then I want to add a sticker for the number or maybe the name. So then I want to grab 12. Oh, I don't have images on. I got to turn images back on because I'm grabbing stickers now. And then I got to go back over here, paste. Oh, I don't know what happened. Grab these, go back over here. Okay, where are they going? I'm just gonna hit copy and paste. Okay, so now I have these on here, but say, oh, the 12th is not on Monday, the 12th is Tuesday. No problem. Let's just grab these. Oh, great, I have my background. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab my image and they're not gonna be lined up now because I have to grab them one at a time, or I'm gonna have to remove my background to bring them down here. It's one thing after another. Whereas if I try to do the same thing over here, this is what I would have to do. I would go over here, this is my background. I won't have anything behind this. I don't want anything behind it. So I'm gonna set this here. Once I get it exactly how I want it, all I have to do is hit the arrow over, move to layer, and I'm gonna put it in my locked layer. And then over here, and shout out to Miranda. She did some YouTube videos on Noteful, and she did this locked and edit mode for your 2 layers, and it's amazing because you can delete stuff off of other pages because the layers is for the whole planner. It's not just for the specific page that you're on. So you wouldn't want to make layers for each individual page, but having like a locked layer and an edit layer is perfect. So now I know that that is locked, and now I want to grab this sticker over here and I want to move it right here. Okay, so that's right there. Now I want to grab this number 12. So what I'm going to have to do is delete this background so I can grab both of these 12, like this number 12 at the same time, and bring this over here. And then once I get this where I want it, okay, now I don't think I'm going to want to move this guy. So let me tap on him and I'm going to move him to the locked layer. Let me tap on this 12 and I want to move it to the locked layer. So now anytime I want to grab or move anything else, let me bring this over and say I decide I want to move, say I've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday all the way on here, and I want to move those together. Well, if you moved them over here, it would grab everything. But here, if they're on the edit layer, I could literally grab just the days of the week and move and resize them without grabbing anything else because everything else on the page is locked. If I need to change anything real quick, you can always go to the locked layer. I can click on this 12 and then I can click move to edit, go back to the layer that I was on, and then now if I grab it, it will grab it because it is unlocked. So it is just amazing to once you spend all of the time getting your tabs on there, your backgrounds on there, everything, and you're just wanting to add text or write on your pages and move without having to change things on the lasso icon or the lasso tool. It just works. Everything could be locked down except for the things you're adding in and filling in with the pen, and stuff is not going to move on you, and it's just life-changing. I'm telling you, it is so life-changing. So that's all that I have for today. I do have an in-depth video for Noteful that I will be going into to show you guys a little bit more how to work it, and then like I said, I'll be doing the whole process journey of how I'm switching everything over. So I would love to have you guys join me on those. Thank you so much for watching this today. I hope that this gave you some more clear understanding on different things that Noteful can do, and just the time that it can save, and hopefully you will switch over with me. If not, I am sure that Goodnotes will work for you in your digital planning journey. I'm excited that you are digital planning, but hopefully this was a good video to help you guys decide whether the switch is worth it or not. So thank you so much for sticking around, and I will see you on the next one. Until then, happy planning.